family moved to Kentucky in 2012. We left behind our entire lives in Pennsylvania. We left behind our friends, our family, and we were unsure of our decision. We worried that our two young children would have trouble adjusting to a new home 600 miles away from everything that was familiar. Just 2 months after our relocation, my husband Ryan began to really struggle with his type 1 diabetes. His blood sugar became difficult to manage, causing his endocrinologist to switch him from insulin injections to an insulin pump. Still, the struggles continued. He began having trouble with his vision, which required surgery on each eye. He spent 6 nights in the ICU after a low sugar seizure at 11 p.m. one evening. Over the course of 3 months, I dialed 911 3 times due to very scary low sugar episodes. Ryan also became very anemic, and after a lot of tests and appointments with various types of specialists, Ryan was diagnosed with stage 4 kidney disease. His kidney function had not yet reached the point of dialysis, but he was quickly educated on the types of dialysis treatments so that he was prepared for it. On March 19, 2014, almost 1 year from today, we met our transplant team, and Ryan began his testing and evaluation for a transplant. In May of 2014, Ryan was placed on the kidney pancreas waiting list, and our journey to finding a match began. For the next 5 months, we waited. We felt that weight heavy on our shoulders every single moment of every single day. You don't really live when you're on the waiting list. You don't go on vacation. You don't commit to plans too far in the future. You don't go visit your friends and family in your home state of Pennsylvania. You just survive each day, and you wait. Our 2 young children understood what their father was waiting for, and they understood why he wasn't able to go on family bike rides with us or run around with them. Ryan and I did our very best to always talk positively in their presence and to make sure they knew how much hope we had in our hearts. But we're only human. We have bad days. Watching my husband fight to get out of bed every morning was never easy. And yet he would always say he was just thankful to get up another day. Living this way became as normal as it possibly could. But I'll never forget what my son said to me one night in the car after I picked him up from Taekwondo. As I pulled out of the parking lot, he said, "Mom, can you die from not getting a kidney in time?" My son is 10 years old. And his 4-year-old sister had heard this question. I could feel my heart in my throat, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. How do you tell your children whose father's waiting for a transplant that yes, 21 people die every day while waiting for a life-saving organ? My heart broke that day, and it ached for my kids. From that day forward, I carried my son's worry with me, hoping and praying for a match to be found. Then on October October 10th, 2014 at 10:30 a.m. my phone rang. Our transplant coordinator said, "Bridget, we might have something for Ryan." My heart began to race, and a barely audible "okay" was all I could manage. She continued, "I need you to stay put and be ready. Pack a bag. I should know more this afternoon. So just take a deep breath and be ready to go." Hung up the phone, and my daughter Lily said, "Mommy, what's wrong?" I looked into the innocent eyes of my sweet 4-year-old little girl and said, "Daddy's doctors think they might have a kidney and a pancreas for him." And she smiled at me, and she gasped, and she said, "Mommy, that will make Daddy so happy." We arrived at the hospital at 3:30 that day. By noon the next day, Ryan's new kidney and pancreas were in place and functioning just as they should. Today, my husband is almost completely recovered from his transplant. He's had numerous ups and downs, but both organs continue to work the way they're supposed to. His blood sugar has remained normal since surgery. His blood pressure has remained in a healthy range for the longest period of time I've ever seen. He went back to work in January, just 85 days after his transplant. Today, he is 183 days post-transplant, and he feels healthier as he ever has. As overjoyed as we are, not a day goes by that we don't think about Ryan's donor. I wish so badly that I could hug this angel's family and tell them what a miraculous gift has resulted from their tragedy. This individual donor has done for Ryan what doctors could not do on their own. He's cured Ryan's diabetes and given him the gift of life, as well as a new beginning for our whole family. Without the support of events like this, and the work that the National Kidney Foundation dedicates to raising awareness for kidney disease, transplants, and the importance of becoming an organ donor, our story could have been much different. Thank you for your continued support of the National Kidney Foundation and the work that they do for families like mine.